So here's what Genseq looks like. We have a recursive base case that says if there's no numbers that we're looking for, we can't generate anything of those lengths, and so return the empty set. Then we say the X matches we get by applying X to any number up to the maximum of ns, including the maximum of ns. But then we got to do some computation to figure out what can be the allowable sizes for y. And we do that by saying, let's take all the possible values that came back from the X matches, and then for each of those values and for each of the original values for the lengths that we're looking for, subtract those off and saying total is going to be one of the things we got from X and one of the things we got from Y. That better add up to one of the things in NS. And then we call Y with that set of possible ends for Y, and then we do the same thing that we were going to do before. We go through those matches, but this is going to be with a reduced set of possibilities and count those up. And now the thing that makes it all work is this optional argument here, saying the number that we're going to start at for the possible sizes for X, in the default case it's 0, and so we start the range at 0. But in the case where we're calling from plus, we're going to set that to 1. Let's see what that looks like. Here's the constructors, the compilers for sequence and plus. For a regular sequence, there's no constraint on the start for X. X can be any size up to the maximum of the ends. But for plus, we're going to always ask that the X part have a length of at least 1. And then the Y part will be whatever's left over. And that's how we break the recursion, and we make sure that Genseq will always terminate. Now, this language generation program is a little bit complex, so I wanted to make sure that I wrote a test suite for it to test the generation. And so here I've just defined some helper functions and then wrote a whole bunch of statements here. If we check one of AB and limit that to size 2, that should be equal to this set. It's gone off the page. Let's put it back where it belongs. 1 element of size 0, 2 elements of size 1, and 4 elements of size 2, just what you would expect. Here's sequences of A star, B star, C star of size exactly 4. Here they are, and so on and so on. We've made all these tests. I should probably make more than these, but this will give you some confidence that the program's doing the right thing if it passes at least this minimal test suite.